Basic appraisal procedures. Page 100. Elements of a neighborhood description. Neighborhood name. The appraiser may identify the neighborhood by a subdivision name or a common reference to an area. Neighborhood boundaries. The appraiser must describe the boundaries of the defined neighborhood to create an understanding of neighborhood composition. The neighborhood boundary description may include any physical boundaries by streets, city, or jurisdictional area, man-made barriers, rivers, etc. Neighborhood description. Here, the appraiser describes the factors that would create market appeal or resistance. Level of maintenance, housing styles, ages, sizes, etc. Surrounding land uses. Presence of employment, services, and shopping, including the time, distance, relationship, or linkages to employment and amenities. Stability and variety of employment. Overall appeal of the neighborhood compared to competitive neighborhoods in the same market. Schools and their proximity, as well as the availability of transportation. If the neighborhood is a smaller market within a larger market, the relationship and characteristics of the larger market should be described. Neighborhood market conditions. Gathering and evaluating neighborhood data is an important part of appraisal. In fact, a great deal of emphasis is placed on this section because much of the property value is dictated by the neighborhood in which the property is located. To do this, information must be gathered that is both general and specific. The appraiser must try to provide the client and intended users with a mental picture for the area and specific neighborhood in which the property is located. Life cycle. If a neighborhood has been defined correctly, there could be a little in the way of future changes or alterations to the boundaries. Occasionally, a new section may be added to a neighborhood, or a change in a road may cut off some houses once considered part of the neighborhood. But a neighborhood that is properly defined, taking into account not only physical boundaries, but also style, age, usage, property values, etc., will likely continue to age together. In fact, all properties in a market, area, neighborhood, or district go through their life cycle together. The four phases of the life cycle are: 1. Growth. 2. Stability/equilibrium. Important notes or important points. Much of the property value is based on the neighborhood in which it is located. There are 4 stages of a neighborhood's life cycle: growth, stability/equilibrium, decline, and revitalization. Some items require factual, objective data. Others require subjective data. The appraiser's opinions derived from competitive judgment. Page 101. 3. Decline. 4. Revitalization. All factual, objective data can be obtained from the sources discussed in this chapter. Note, though, that some of the items require the appraiser's competence and judgment to determine. Items such as growth rate, direction of property values, and typical marketing time give the client and other users of the appraisal a good indication of the supply and demand dynamic in the marketplace. Neighborhood boundary map. The neighborhood boundary map serves to illustrate what the appraiser has defined as the subject's immediate neighborhood. The description for the map above would be Innis Road to the north, Bridgeview Golf Course to the east, Agler Road to the south, and Route 3 to the west. Elements for describing neighborhood market conditions. Economic climate. The appraiser should consider and detail the economic conditions of the neighborhood that affect the marketability and values of properties in that neighborhood, including, but not limited to, interest rates, employment, per capita income and wealth, business trends, seasonal trends, national and regional trends and events. Supply and demand. The appraiser should analyze local inventories of existing properties, new construction, and planned construction, reflecting the results of that analysis with economic data regarding anticipated demand of buyers in the market. Historic, current, and projected data are used to determine demand. Sources of observing supply and demand include data published or furnished by local government officials, real estate professionals, business professionals, and others that typically monitor business and real estate trends. Property value trends. One of the best methods for determining property value trends is to analyze the arm's length sale of the same property in the same condition over, preferably, a period of time. The appraiser should analyze and describe the cause of change in value trends and whether the trend is expected to continue. Predominant value and age. Here, the appraiser describes the most common age and value typically seen in the market. The appraiser will observe the neighborhood, noting the high and low extremes. The appraiser's description should include how the subject property is positioned in this range and whether regression or progression of the subject's property is occurring. If conformity or non-conformity of the subject property is affecting its value and possibly highest and best use.